Republican Senator Joni Ernst has likely signed her own political death warrant for any future campaign that she runs, not just with her "we're all gonna die" comments from last week, but the doubling down on that with the video she posted over the weekend of herself in a cemetery mocking people who she claims didn't know they were going to die, and of course maybe not have known that the tooth fairy doesn't exist. But all of this might be the worst optics that I have ever seen for a political, candidate or sitting member of Congress that's not a sex scandal, right? There have been plenty of sex scandals that obviously are way worse than this, but in terms of a intimate nature scandal, this may be one of the worst because she did it to herself and continues to just make it worse. And that has led longtime conservative pollster Sarah Longwell to speculate that Ernst might be suffering a genuine nervous breakdown because of the behavior we have seen from her in just the last few days. Now, before I read you what Longwell said, let me point this out. Ernst had two options, actually, maybe three, after she said the horrible, "well, we're all going to die" comment in response to people concerned about the Republican budget bill killing people. After she made the "we're all going to die" comment, she could have done two things that would have been a little bit better. She could have completely ignored it, right? Ignore the press, ignore everybody, and hope it dies down. Whatever you do, don't make it worse. Eventually, people do forget. So she could have done that. The second thing is that she could have issued an actually sincere apology while trying to explain in her own lying way why that constituent was wrong. She didn't do either of those things. She went for option 3, which is let me mock everybody and make the thing so much worse, which again is why Longwell says maybe she's suffering from a nervous breakdown. Here's what Longwell had to say. First of all, that video of her, it looks like she must be having a nervous breakdown. She's in a cemetery while she's making that joke. And one of the first rules about making a joke like that is it should be funny. And there was nothing funny about that. It was, I think, what the kids call cringe is how it felt. I mean, this is a thing they've learned from Donald Trump, right? It's like you say something stupid, you don't apologize, you double down. And so that was her doubling down. But this is the kind of thing that Democrats should be all over because what she did was highlight the thing that is the most pernicious about the bill, which is that people are going to lose Medicaid. And Republicans right now out there desperately trying to convince people that that's not true. They are lying to people about what this bill does because they know that that is going to be deeply unpopular and not just unpopular with Democrats. So, a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, she echoed what I've been saying since this scandal broke, which is, why are Democrats not already running this on ads on our TVs? Right? I think everybody can agree that's probably a thing that needs to be happening here. Most people in this country are not on social media every day. Most people in this country do not consume a single ounce of political news on any given day. Right? Like 93 to 95% of the public doesn't watch or read the news. So they don't know this. They don't know this happened. What they do, however, is watch regular TV. So you put this in a commercial break, they're going to see it. You put it in an ad on YouTube before a video plays, they're going to see it. That's what the Democrats have to do. That's how you reach people who do not consume political news in a non-election year. You don't wait until next August of 2026 to start running it in ads. You do it now, and you keep it fresh in everybody's minds. Second thing, the nervous breakdown part, right? She messed up bad. And there are people who, when they mess up bad, regardless of what the mistake is, if it's something in their personal life, their work life, maybe you hit somebody on the road and you freak out, so you drive away. That's panic. That is a mini nervous breakdown because you don't know how to handle that situation because you screwed up so badly. And in times like that, people that do kind of have that will oftentimes make those situations worse. They'll make them worse. And that's, I think, what Ernst did here. But Longwell also has a great point. They're all trying to copy Trump, because when Trump does something dumb, when he says something horrific, he doesn't back down from it. He'll go and say it again and again and again and again and again to really drill it in your head that, no, I meant it. Piss off. What are you going to do? And eventually it just becomes accepted like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's just who he is. But he's able to do it because that's always been who he is. These Republicans who are like, let me give that a shot, they don't know how to do it. That's like the one skill Trump has. He's not a smart guy, but he knows how to do that. These Republicans are just dumb all around. They can't figure it out. They don't know how to do it. And of course, they don't have his charisma. And yes, Trump has charisma. You know, you can't sit there and say that he doesn't. That's how he's able to start this MAGA cult, because of the charisma. But the rest of the Republicans don't have it. They have tried it. Ernst is not the only one. They've failed repeatedly. And now it leaves them in a situation where they're just left with their own mental breakdown as their career falls apart. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.